Hello student, today we are going to see our poetry section, and in this video we are going to see our last poem. The name of the poem is Nose versus Eyes 2.5 Nose versus Eyes. This poem is written by William Cowper. Let us see the introduction about William Cowper. William Cowper was one of the most popular 18th century English poet and composer of hymns. That is, this William Cowper, who was the most popular of 18th century English poet. He is the English poet and he is from the 18th century. He is the poet and composer of hymns. Hymns means religious song. That is, he is the composer of religious song. His poems deal with nature and everyday life. His poems deals with nature and everyday life. He is aptly described by Samuel T. Coleridge as the best modern poet of his times. And Samuel Coleridge, who is the best poet, and he appreciated William Cowper and he just appreciated him as a best modern poet of his time. He is the best modern poet from the 18th century. Though he studied jurisprudence, that is, he is studying the laws, he is studying the jurisprudence. He later admitted that he was not much inclined to the legal profession and he never lingered in that legal profession. He never continued his job in the legal profession. He wrote, "Happy is the one who knows just as much of the law to make himself as a little merry now and then with the solemnity of the judicial proceeding." And he just satire on the judicial system. He just saying that this judicial system is not gives the proper judgment to the people. And so throughout this poem also he have criticism on the judicial system. Nose versus Eyes is a satire on the judiciary system, and throughout this poem he makes satire on the judiciary system. It also mocks at the stone blind justice in a humorous manner, emphasizing upon the lack of empathy and common sense. And he just satire on the judiciary system. That is, we say that the judiciary system never gives the proper judgment to the innocent person. He just giving the judgment in the part of the criminals. And so throughout this poem also, with a humorous manner, he emphasizing upon the lack of empathy म्हणजे काय तर सहृदयता, lack of empathy and common sense. That is, in the judiciary system they never use the common sense. They just want the proof in front of them. They never see about the common sense. And so throughout this poem, poet having comment on this judiciary system. So let us see nose versus eyes. Nose, eyes, skin, ear, tongue, these are the sensory organs. Means these organs have the senses, and so it is called the sensory organs. And here there is one dispute among the nose and the eyes. This dispute is the topic of the dispute is that who belongs the spectacle. That is the nose belongs to spectacle, or the nose or the eyes belongs to that spectacles. So let us see our poem Nose versus Eyes, पेज नंबर 88. की ही जी कविता आहे तर सेन्सरी ऑर्गन्सवर आधारित आहे आणि त्यातून एक प्रकारे जर आपण डीप मिनिंग पाहिला तर सरफेस मिनिंग पाहिला तर आपल्याला हे सेन्सरी ऑर्गन्स आहेत, त्यांच्यामध्ये भांडण लागलेलं आहे. अँड चष्मा कोणाच्या मालकीचा आहे यावरून भांडण आहे. आणि जर आपण डीप मिनिंग पाहिलं तर त्यातून आपल्याला असं लक्षात येतं की ही जी ज्युडिशियरी सिस्टीम असते, की ही जी न्यायदेवता आहे, तर शी इज द ब्लाइंड. दिस ज्युडिशियरी सिस्टीम इज द ब्लाइंड. शी नेव्हर giving the justice in favor of the innocents. Those who are innocents, they never get the proper justice, and those who are criminals, if they presented the proof in front of the court, then they just release as the innocents. And in this poem also there is one dispute among the nose and the eyes. The topic of that their dispute is who is spectacle, whose belonging is the spectacle, की स्पेक्टॅकल कोणाच्या मालकीचा आहे, नोजच्या मालकीचा आहे का आईजच्या मालकीचा. ॲक्च्युली स्पेक्टॅकल इज बिलॉंगिंग टू द आईज, बट नोज just having that is, he just saying that spectacles are belongs to me. And even though eyes belonging to the spectacles, but eyes never prove himself in front of the judiciary system. So let us see, that is nose versus eyes, page number 88. Let us see the first stanza. Between nose and eyes a strange contest arouse. There is a strange contest between nose and eyes, की nose मध्ये आणि eyes मध्ये एक स्पर्धा चालू झाली, स्ट्रेंज कॉन्टेस्ट निर्माण झाली. द स्पेक्टॅकल्स सेट देम अनहॅपीली रॉंग. द पॉइंट in dispute was, as all the world knows, to which the said spectacle ought to belong. And nose said that this spectacles is my belonging, and the eyes also said that this spectacle is my belonging. And the point in dispute was, dispute means डिसॲग्रीमेंट, क्लॅश, की भांडण. की भांडणाचा पॉईंट काय होता, तर ॲज ऑल द वर्ल्ड नोज, की संपूर्ण जगाला माहिती आहे, ॲज ऑल द वर्ल्ड नोज, टू विच द सेड स्पेक्टॅकल्स मीन्स चष्मा, spectacles means glasses used for clear vision, means we just using the glasses for our clear vision, and all the world knows to which the said spectacle ought to belong. Who belongs to these spectacles, that is the nose or is the eyes. This is the point of the dispute, की भांडणाचा काय पॉइंट होता, who belongs the spectacle, is the nose or is the eyes. Let us see the second paragraph. Here arouse, nose, wrong, belong. This is the rhyming scheme, that is AB AB. In the first stanza there is the rhyming scheme AB AB. So tongue was the lawyer and argued the cause with great deal of skill and a wig full of learning, while chief baron ear sat to balance the lords, so famed for his talent in nicely discerning. In the second stanza, in the first stanza we come to know that there is one dispute in nose and eyes. The point of the dispute is who is belonging to the spectacle, is the nose or is the eyes. In the second stanza, the tongue was the lawyer. So the tongue was the lawyer. Tongue is also one sensory organ, and with the help of tongue we can speak, and that's why tongue is the lawyer. And the work of the lawyer is done by the टंग, की वकिलाचं काम कोण करत होतं, तर जीभ वकिलाचं काम करत होती. अँड आर्ग्यूड द कॉज विथ ग्रेट डील ऑफ स्किल, अँड टंग हू इज with the help of the tongue we can speak, and so very skillfully tongue arguing, very skillfully tongue doing the work of the lawyer. The lawyer work is arguing from the side of एनी वन पर्सन, की एका कुठल्याही व्यक्तीच्या बाजूनी हा लॉयर काय करत असतो, तर ही जस्ट आर्ग्युइंग. अँड सो टंग वॉज द लॉयर अँड आर्ग्यूड द कॉज विथ ग्रेट डील ऑफ स्किल. अँड द टंग हॅव सो मेनी स्किल्स. ही स्पीकिंग व्हेरी वेल and he just arguing very well in the side of the nose, की नोजच्या बाजूनी ही टंग बोलत आहे. अँड अ वीक फुल ऑफ लर्निंग. अँड हू इज द जज? वीक फुल ऑफ लर्निंग. विग मीन्स अ स्पेशल covering for the head made of artificial hair worn by the judges, की जज काय घालत असतो, तर wig घालत असतो. अँड सो दिस wig full of learning, that is a judge who is very learned person, who is very experienced person, who just giving the justice. And so this wig full of learning, while chief baron means a powerful person, that is the judge, ear sat to balance the laws. And who is the judge? That is the ear. Who is the judge? की कानाकडे कुठलं काम आलेलं आहे, जजिंगचं काम आलेलं आहे. अँड दॅट्स वाय द इयर wearing the wig, and this wig is full of learning, की तो जो wig आहे तो कशाचा आहे, it is full of learning. While chief baron ear sat to balance the law, and this ear is doing the work of judging the law, balancing the law. So famed for his talent in nicely discerning. And this ear doing the work of judge, and he is very much famous for his talent. That is, this ear is, what is the work of the ear? To listening. That is tongue. What is the work of the tongue? To speaking. And what is the work of the nose? Smelling. Then what is the work of the eyes? To seeing, or to watching. So this ear is very much learned person, and the work of the judge goes to the ears. So famed for his talent in nicely discerning. Discerning means showing good judgment, की एक छान असं जजमेंट इयरकडून देण्यात येणार होतं. इयर इज व्हेरी लर्नेड पर्सन. इयर इज ही जस्ट विअरिंग द वीक. दिस वीक इज just of the artificial hairs, and this is worn by the judge, and that's why this wig is wearing by the ear. And now ear giving the proper judgment to in this dispute, की या भांडणामध्ये ear काय करणार आहे, तर proper judgment देणार आहे. Let us see the third stanza, that is, in behalf of the nose it will quickly appear, and your lordship, he said, will undoubtedly find that the nose has had spectacles always in wear, with amounts to possession time out of mind. And in behalf of the nose, just tongue said, की नोजच्या बाजूनी आता tongue is going to be speak. In behalf of the nose, tongue is going to be speak, tongue is going to be arguing, की आता नोजच्या बाजूनी आता टंग बोलायला सुरुवात करत आहे, आर्ग्युइंग करायला सुरुवात करत आहे. इट विल क्विकली अपियर, अँड युअर लॉर्डशिप, दॅट इज टंग इज कम इन फ्रंट, अँड ही द टंग इज आर्ग्युइंग विथ द इन फ्रंट ऑफ द ear, in front of the judge. That is, and your lordship, what the tongue said, that your lordship, that is the tongue just addressing to the ear, that your lordship, he said, the tongue said, will undoubtedly find that nose has had spectacles always in wear, and on our nose there is the spectacles, and so nose always wearing the spectacle, की सततपणे स्पेक्टॅकल्स कुठे स्थिरावलेले असतात, कुठे होल्ड झालेले असतात, तो नोजवर होल्ड झालेले असतात. नोज विअरिंग द स्पेक्टॅकल, की नोजच्यावर तो चष्मा रेस्ट झालेला असतो. अँड सो दॅट द नोज हॅज हॅड स्पेक्टॅकल्स ऑलवेज इन विअर, आणि नोजवर सतत तो चष्मा विअर झालेला असतो. विच अमाऊंट्स टू पजेशन टाईम आउट ऑफ माइंड. आणि काय तर विच अमाऊंट्स टू मीन्स नोज बिकम्स to possession time out of mind. Means स्पेक्टॅकल इज द बिलॉंगिंग ऑफ द नोज. की स्पेक्टॅकल कोणाच्या मालकीचं आहे तर फक्त नोजच्या मालकीचं आहे. देन होल्डिंग द स्पेक्टॅकल्स अप टू द कोर्ट, देन द टंग जस्ट होल्डिंग द स्पेक्टॅकल्स. की टंगनी असं म्हणून टंगनी शी जस्ट होल्डिंग द स्पेक्टॅकल्स अप टू द कोर्ट. की तिने हातामध्ये असं स्पेक्टॅकल घेतला अँड शी जस्ट show to the court that is your lordship, observe they are made with straddle. ki your lordship observe ki she just addressing to the ear, she just addressing to the judge that you just see that this spectacle, you just observe की तुम्ही पहा these spectacles are made with straddle. की हे जे स्पेक्टॅकल आहे ते कशाने बनलेलं आहे स्ट्रॅडलनी बनलेलं आहे. एक्सटेंड अक्रॉस बोथ साईड. की इट इज एक्सटेंड अक्रॉस द बोथ साईड. की दोन बाजूंना ते एक्सटेंड झालेलं आहे, स्ट्रॅडलनी मेड झालेलं आहे. ॲज वाईड ॲज द रीच ऑफ द नोज इज. आणि काय रीच म्हणजे काय ॲन एज. की हे नोजचं जे एज आहे तर तिथे असं पुढे एक्सटेंड झालेलं आहे. इथे या रीजवर इट इज जस्ट रेस्टेड ऑन धिस रीच, इट इज जस्ट रेस्टेड ऑन धिस एज अँड ऑफ द नोज इज इन शॉर्ट डिझाईन टू सीट क्लोज टू इट जस्ट लाईक अ सॅडल. अँड धिस स्पेक्टॅकल इज having the design that is it is just extended across the both side. The spectacle is just extended across to the both side. It is made with a straddle. It is extended across to the both side. There is the edge over the nose and because of this edge this spectacle is rest on that edge, on that reach, and as wide as the reach of the nose is. In short, designed to sit close means this spectacle is very much sit on the just like a saddle. Means saddle means a lower part of the reach between two high points sit with a rise रीच. की इथे जे मध्ये खोलगा आहे तर तिथे बरोबर तो स्पेक्टॅकल काय होतो तर रेस्ट होतो किंवा या पॉईंटला तो रेस्ट होतो. दिस स्पेक्टॅकल इज मेड बाय द स्ट्रॅडल मीन्स इट इज एक्सटेंडेड बाय द बोथ साईड अँड दिस स्पेक्टॅकल इज रेस्टेड ऑन द nose always wearing this spectacle and that's why this spectacle is belonging of the nose. की हा स्पेक्टॅकल कोणाचं बिलॉंगिंग आहे तर नोजचं बिलॉंगिंग आहे. लेट अस सी द फोर्थ स्टॅन्झा. अगेन would your lordship a moment suppose 'tis a case that has happened and may be again that the visage or countenance had not a nose, pray who would or who could wear spectacle then. And now there is one argument made by the tongue. पुढे आणखीन एक आर्ग्युमेंट टंगने केलेला आहे. काय केलेलं आहे अगेन वुड युअर लॉर्डशिप अ मोमेंट सपोज. की युअर लॉर्डशिप शी जस्ट ॲड्रेसिंग टू द इयर, शी जस्ट स्पीकिंग विथ द जज दॅट इज अगेन वुड युअर लॉर्डशिप अ मोमेंट सपोज. की असा एखादा क्षण आला टिस अ केस दॅट हॅज हॅपन अँड मे बी अगेन दॅट द विसेज ऑर काउंटनन्स हॅड नॉट अ नोज. If visage or countenance means the face, if the face had not a nose and if such things happen, if this case has happened, then pray who would or who could wear spectacle then. If there is no nose on the face, then how can this spectacle is wearing, that is pray who could or who would wear spectacles. जर नोजच नसेल आपल्या फेसवर तर who could wear this spectacle, who could wear this spectacle. की कसं आपण तो स्पेक्टॅकल घालू शकू. की you just imagine if there is no nose on your face, if there is no nose on your countenance, then how would we bear the spectacle? So the nose is for the spectacle and spectacles is for the nose. That is your lordship. Means the tongue is arguing, that is, if there is no nose, then how could we wear this spectacle? How could we wear this spectacle? जर नोज नसेल तर आपण हा स्पेक्टॅकल कसा घालू शकू? So ultimately the tongue said, or tongue arguing, that is the nose is only made for the spectacle. So spectacle is belonging of the nose. Let us see the next stanza. That is, on the whole it appears and my argument shows, की हे सगळं पाहता की काय तर जो स्पेक्टॅकल आहे तर तो दोन्ही साइड, इट इज जस्ट एक्सटेंडेड टू द बोथ साइड्स. देर इज वन एज विच इज रेस्ट, with the help of that edge we can rested our spectacle on the nose. There is the saddle, that is there is one lower point on the top of the nose, and with that saddle we can rest the spectacles. If there is no nose on our face, then how would we wear the spectacle? So on the whole it appears and my argument shows, if we see all my arguments, if we see all my proofing, that is my argument shows with a reasoning the court will never condemn that the spectacle plainly were made for the nose and the nose were as plainly intended for them. And what is the argument of the tongue? That is, with reasoning the court will never condemn. Condemn means express disapproval of, की हे सगळं पाहता, की मी हे सगळे जे प्रूफ दिलेले आहेत ते सगळे पाहता तुम्ही आता असं म्हणूच शकत नाही की स्पेक्टॅकल इज नॉट बिलॉंगिंग ऑफ द नोज. यू जस्ट से दॅट द स्पेक्टॅकल्स प्लेनली वेअर मेड फॉर द नोज, की स्पेक्टॅकल फक्त नोजसाठी तयार झालेले आहेत. अँड द नोज वॉज ॲज प्लेनली इंटेंडेड फॉर देम. आणि नोज हे कोणासाठी तर प्लेनली इंटेंडेड फॉर देम, की नोजवर फक्त आणि फक्त किंवा स्पेक्टॅकल्स हे कोणाच्या मालकीचं आहे? ओनली फॉर द नोज. Then shifting his side as a lawyer knows how, he pleaded again in behalf of the eyes. But what were his argument? Few people know, for the court did not think they were equally wise. And then comes the side of the eyes. Then there is the argument by the side of the eyes. Then shifting his side, now the lawyer knows how, he pleaded again in behalf of the eyes. And now the lawyer never giving any reasoning, that is the spectacle is belonging of the eyes. He cannot give too much proofing to say that this spectacle is belonging of the eyes. Because of the spectacle eyes can see the clear sight, eyes can see the clear vision, and there is no proper argument by the eyes side. So many people never got the point by the lawyers. Lawyers cannot giving the proofs in the side of the eyes. And so then shifting his side as the lawyer knows how, he pleaded again in behalf of the eyes. की आईच्या बाजूनी काही लॉयरला प्रॉपर प्रूफिंग देता आलं नाही किंवा प्रॉपर आर्ग्युमेंट करता आले नाहीत, किंवा आईसाठीच खरा तर चष्मा आहे, परंतु ॲक्च्युअल जे इनोसन्स आहे आईचं तर ते काही प्रॉपरली प्रूव्ह करता आलं नाही, प्रॉपरली सगळ्यांच्या समोर मांडता आलं नाही. बऱ्याचशा लोकांना समजलंच नाही की लॉयरनी काय आर्ग्युमेंट केलेलं आहे, की टंग इज डुईंग द पार्ट ऑफ द लॉयर, बट टंग इज डुईंग द पार्ट इन द साईड ऑफ द नोज, की कोणाच्या बाजूनी टंगनी सगळं प्रूफिंग दिलेलं होतं तर नोजच्या बाजूने दिलेलं होतं. आता आईच्या बाजूनी कुठल्याही प्रकारचं प्रूफिंग देता आलं नाही, किंवा इन बिहाफ ऑफ द आईज The tongue never pleaded any arguments. The tongue never saying prominently in the side of the eyes. But what were his arguments? Few people knows की काही कमी लोकांनाच जे आर्ग्युमेंट्स केलेलं होतं तर ते कळलं. फॉर द कोर्ट डिड नॉट थिंक दे वेर इक्वली वाईज अँड द इयर कॅनॉट अंडरस्टँड प्रॉपरली. द इयर कॅनॉट सॅटिस्फाईड विथ द आर्ग्युमेंट्स ऑफ द lawyer from the eyes side, and so his lordship, let us see the last stanza. So his lordship discreet with a grave solemn tone, that is, so his lordship means, so the judge ear working as the judge, and now the judge discreet with a grave. Discreet means an official order that has been force of लॉ की डिसिजन. डिस्क्रीट म्हणजे काय तर एक प्रकारचं डिसिजन, एक प्रकारचा निर्णय देणे. सो हिज लॉर्डशिप म्हणजे काय, नाव द जज गिव्स हिज डिसिजन डिस्क्रीट विथ अ ग्रेव सोलेमन टोन. ग्रेव म्हणजे काय तर गंभीर, सोलेमन मीन्स फॉर्मल अँड डिग्निफाईड की औपचारिकपणे. ग्रेव सोलेमन टोन, दॅट इज द जज just giving their judgment in a grave solemn tone. They just giving their decision in a formal dignified tone की formal dignified tone मध्ये ते त्यांचा निर्णय देतात. Decisive and clear. His decision is very much clear. Decisive means निर्णायक की खूप असा निर्णायक किंवा क्लिअर. Without one if or but, that whenever the nose put his spectacles on. And what is the decision of the year? What is the decision of the judge? That whenever the nose put his spectacles on, की ज्या वेळेस nose त्याचं spectacles, he just wearing his spectacles. Whenever the nose put his spectacle on, whenever the nose wearing his spectacle, at that time, by daylight or candlelight, eyes should be shut. And what is the decision? That is, whenever the nose putting his spectacle, at that time, if there is the daytime, if there is the candle time, if there is the daylight, if there is the candlelight, the eyes should be shut. Is this decision is very much appropriate? No, not at all, because this decision is very much wrong. But in the side of the eyes, there is no proper argument by the lawyer. There is no proper argument by the tongue. Tongue never having proofing in the side of the eyes. Actually, this spectacle is only made for the eyes. If there is no clear vision, then with the help of the spectacle we can see clearly. So this spectacle is belonging of the eyes. But actually the lawyer, the tongue, never giving any argument, never giving any proper argument in the side of the eyes. And that's why the ear, who is the judge, and the ear just seeing the argument made by the tongue in the side of the nose. And so what is the final judgment? That whenever the nose put on the spectacle, if it is the daylight or if it is the candlelight, the eyes should be shut. Means this is the satire on the judiciary system. That is, those who are the innocent, those who are not the offender, not the criminal, they are punished by the laws. And those who are the criminals, those who are the offenders, they are just live by the law. They never punished by the law, they just live by the law. Like that, with the help of the sensory organs, here poet just satire on this judiciary system. That is, those who speaking a lot of, they just win the bet, and those who cannot prove their those who cannot prove themselves, they just lose the debate, or they just lose their part. So we just come to know that this is the satire on the judiciary system. So we will see the poetic device, figure of that is the figure of speech, and the poetic appreciation in our next video. Thank you.